So I am really excited because if you are watching this vlog, it means that you are going on holiday. Maybe I'll be going on holiday. I don't know, I'm still trying to figure that one out. So I really thought I wanted to do a vlog for you guys where I think about if you are going on holiday and you are handling your social media content, that should not be a reason as to why your content is going to drown just because you're going on holiday. So if you are the person that looks after your social media content, just because you're going on holiday, that should not mean that everything is going to stop, and because that's not good. And why is that not good? Well, there's a couple of things I kind of want to let you know. Well, it's just not going to be good, for example, for the algorithms, those Facebook and those Instagram algorithms. They really pay attention to things like consistency and frequency. So those key two elements are so important to tell the algorithm that you are a kick-ass page that has consistency on your content and that has that frequency is always on. So you don't want to hurt the algorithm, because in return it's just going to hurt on your engagement and on your reach, just because you're going on that cool holiday, right? So keeping that frequency and keeping that consistency, it's really important. So just because you're gonna go away for a week or 2 weeks or a month, it's not, oh, you know, I'm gonna put it on hold and when I come back I'm gonna look after it. Because think about all the work that you've been putting into having that cool engagement with your fans, then you kind of go back into steps and having to put in even more extra work, right? So just because you're going on holiday, it does not mean that your content is gonna drown, right? So there are lots of tips and tricks that you can do to prepare before you go on holiday to make sure that you can enjoy your time out and still make sure that your content is being pushed out into Facebook and Instagram and even LinkedIn and even Twitter, so that you are not losing out on that engagement with your community. Because don't forget, your community might not all be on holiday, or even if they are on holiday, it actually means they might have more time to be hanging out on social media, which this is the perfect time where you wanting to be putting out that content, because people are wanting to spend more time on social media, browsing through those feeds and looking for that really cool content, right? Okay. So now that I have told you a little bit about as to why you shouldn't drown your content and how it can kind of impact the algorithms and the engagements and the reach of your content, I really kind of just want to give you some really super simple tips. This is not a long vlog, guys. It really is a vlog that I want you guys to watch and really make sure that you put into practice these tips that I'm going to give you, especially if you're going to go on holiday, and especially if you are a business owner that you are still yourself putting out that social media content every day, right? So what I want you guys to do is I want you to spend a little bit of time really prepping that content. So allocate a couple of hours where you are going to prepare your content planner for the time that you're going to be away. So prepare that, either if it's for a week or if it's for 2 weeks. Sit down and put all of that content together. The best, quickest, fastest way that I find works really well for you to just get it going is to do it straight from my favorite place, which is your phone. You can just do it straight from your phone, okay? My favorite tool is going to be Buffer, and I'm sure you've heard me talk about Buffer a lot, especially if you've got my toolkit ebook and if you've watched other of my other vlogs. You want to go into the Buffer app, and on the, it just takes a while to kind of get the zoom in going. You want to get on the Buffer app, and the Buffer app lets you select quite a few accounts. They've got different business plans that you can pick from. So on my Buffer app, I have my Facebook, I have my Twitter, I have my LinkedIn. You can have your Google Plus, you can even have your Pinterest, right? So you want to pick an app that lets you schedule. I recommend for you guys to use Buffer, but you could also use Hootsuite, right? And there's a few other ones that you'll see in my toolkit, for example, like Later and Planoly, but those are Instagram only tools. For me, And for you, if you have a business that has a more than an Instagram channel, you want to be using an app that lets you schedule for more than just one social media channel, right? Yes, I am hoping you are in more than one. Okay, so once you've got your app going on your phone, let's imagine that you are using Buffer, just like I have here in my example. You really then just want to start uploading your media content. So either it's going to be pictures or either it's going to be video. You want to be uploading this media content into the app, and you want to be writing your captions. Let me see if I can just show you. I know it takes a while to get the zoom in. I don't know why. I'm not yet like a full-on expert on this, so bear with me guys, okay? But you can see I've got my captions written on here and I've got my media there, and I am uploading it to the times and the days that I want. Let me really see if I can show you. Is it gonna work? Hold on guys. Trying to see if this works. Here we go. Okay, so this is all content that has been scheduled, and you can see that I have picked my media, I have picked my time, and I've picked my day, and I've written my captions, and I even have my emojis going on. So everything is ready to just go, right? So this is what you want to be doing, and if you are doing it straight from your phone, it's probably going to be even quicker and easier for you to be planning that content. But you can also do it on desktop if you're more comfortable on desktop. At the end of the day, what I really want you guys is to spend an hour or two, or doing it a little bit every day before you leave and you go on holiday, to be scheduling that content so you've got all of that going on, okay? Make sure that you schedule for all of the platforms that you need to be pushing out content during the time that you are away. So this is the most critical thing for you to be doing, for you to kind of like, I can go on holiday and my content is all, you know, ready to go. Now, probably you're thinking, yeah, Alex, but for example, what about a tool like Instagram where it doesn't let you just push the notifications automatically? You'll still need to click that slide notification, still need to click that button and still push it out. If you are okay with being on holiday and you want to do that, then awesome. If you really want to switch off and you don't even want to deal with those notifications and you want to be completely removed from your content, then you need to find somebody, either somebody from your team, somebody that will do it for you for free, or somebody that you're going to pay to be pushing out that content, especially for the Instagrams, and to be keeping an eye on your content and making sure that everything is going nicely. If you have for example, when it comes to answering comments and engaging with your community, if you yourself have been communicating with your content on social media, I urge you guys to tell your community that you are going on holiday, so your responses might be quite slow, okay? If you are a company and a brand and it's more of a brand corporate identity, then you really want to make sure that whoever is looking after your social community is answering those questions and is answering those queries, and it's really looking after that content, so making sure that everything is being put out nicely and the responsiveness is still there. Now, for example, this is something that is really cool, and I just want to wrap this up with this, is that Planoly now lets you upload to Insta Stories. Now, Insta Stories need to be very in the moment and real, but let's really think about it from a scale and volume perspective. If you are a client that has, if you are a brand that has a large scale content and volume, and there might be a need to schedule some of actually your Insta Story content, Planoly now lets you do that. So it's really cool. I'm gonna quickly show you again. This is Planoly. If I can get the zoom in. And this is the Planoly app. It just doesn't work. Here we go. Planoly, it's so super awesome. This little button here at the top is what lets you schedule Insta Stories. It's so awesome. There's two really kick-ass benefits with this Planoly app. One is whenever I want to upload content into my Insta Stories, that's obviously not on my last 24 hours, I use Planoly to plug in that content, because what it does is when you click, you can then pick here. You can then, from here, you pick the content that you want from your camera, and you can push it out into your Insta stories. So you might have a video and a picture that was taken a couple of weeks ago, and you want to put that into your Insta stories. You don't have to be emailing yourself or Facebook Messenger yourself. Just use Planoly, and it lets you upload any content into your Insta stories. But another best thing is, what if you kind of need to schedule some content to your Insta stories? Kind of like if you're going on holiday, then you want to be using Planoly, because then you can schedule that content in there, and it's so awesome. So to wrap up, because I didn't want to make this a long vlog, it really is to urge you to, just because you're going on holiday, it don't mean that your social media content is gonna go kaput. No, all of that hard work that you've been putting into your content, just because you're going away does not mean that it should be put on hold. Don't hurt the algorithms. Don't upset your community that loves your content. Plan it. Take a couple of hours, create that awesome content. Then either you look after the push notifications if you have Instagram, or if you really don't want to, make sure you've got someone that is looking after that content whilst you are gone, so that you still have really good content going out whilst you are away. So trying to think if there's anything else that I have forgotten. I always do that and remember things after. If you have questions, as always, you can drop them below on the comments. You can jump on Instagram and find me there and DM me there. I'm really excited, by the way, guys. I have a podcast show. It's really cool. It's called HOS Podcasts Learn on the Go. So I find these YouTube tutorials are awesome when I'm showing you like all these cool things, and it's more about tutorials, and I do love being on YouTube, so I'll never leave. But podcasting is awesome because, guys, whilst you are on the go, plug me in and you learn on the go. If you want to catch up on content, it's awesome. So check it out. It's House of Social on iTunes or on the Anchor app. Another thing, my free ebook that came out, all social media toolkit, everything is there. Image editing, video editing, my favorite social media books, my